It's the OCGFAM show. More is better, right? Let's talk about it. Still a little there. Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show to you, my YouTube buddies. You're still a little on my chin there. Welcome to the OCGFAM show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? Let me know in the comments. I'm having a tough time today. Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it after the show. Right now, let's just get into the show. So, last couple episodes we talked about quality versus quantity and kind of talked about that and then talked about genetics and a few things. It was funny in the viewer questions episode where we did that talk. The next question after was someone saying, hey, how do I get more yield? And Scott and I just talked about the thing a little more, and I don't know that there was really any point to it or anything I can pull out of there that I can tell you is important, but I thought it was kind of an interesting conversation. I thought you might enjoy it if you haven't seen it. So I'm going to throw that clip up, and I hope you'll watch it.
I think he just says, I've been doing everything I can to get more yield, but I'm not getting it. My quality's there, my yield's there.
I understand. Okay, well, that's kind of what I said, but not really. It's really just...
I think the big key there is, like, what's your lighting? What's your CO2? What's your feed schedule? What's your alkalinity? What's your pH? What's your slurries looking like? What's your feed rate look like? How often are you feeding? There's like a whole bunch of different questions I'd have, and I mean, if I had all the specs that he's using blurple LED lights that are red and blue only, and his doesn't use a pH meter, and he sizes up his nutrients by finger measuring, and we could probably change up some things, but lighting's huge, environment's huge, genetics. If you're on the same genetics forever and it just doesn't do well with Nectar, either change genetics or you can go find that nutrient line that was giving you the yield but not the quality. It's a tough answer, or it's a tough question to answer without just lying to you.
Would you say get into the community, shut up and listen for a while and just take in what people...
And not even shut up, because I mean, not all these guys, a lot of these guys are very, very intelligent. They really understand what they understand their plants in their garden, but maybe new to Nectar have to figure out the dialing in piece. But going in, and even these communities are pretty strong in, hey, this is what I'm doing, here's all my specs. And a lot of other people will either say, hey, I'm very much in the same boat, here's what I did, or hey, this is what we'd attempt to try, and bouncing it off of more community people. I would ask you all the questions like your lighting and your environment and your, who's the breeder, how long have you run these genetics, is this from the same mother, is this clonal? I mean, there's so many questions to get you an answer. I would immediately say, if it's the same genetics you've been working with for a long time, change your genetics and then go from there, because a lot of people... Well, a couple of my favorite farms, they grow one room that's just for, they're their mainstays as far as the quality and the fruit they want, and over here is what they sell. This is my production area, and this is what I like. And, there's a lot of genetics that we all love, but don't put on anything, so they're not marketable, but you really want it for your own jars. That's what this room's for. This room is all Blue Dream, so I can just crush the numbers and send it off to the world.
So you'd probably get right with your environment and your pH ppm, and then be looking at your genetics. Then
dialing in my soil pH and my alkalinity with the right type of lighting can make all the difference in the world. But even then, if your genetics are only designed to do X, they're never going to give you Y. So checking your genetics too. And if they're really old genetics that you've run off the same mother, stuff wears out over time, so eventually legs just stop running and you end up with a slow jog.
Okay. There you go. Okay, thanks for watching that. What'd you think? What'd you think about these last 2 or 3 episodes, quality, quantity, all that stuff? Do you have any questions, any comments? Throw them in the comments and we'll talk about it. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. The OCGFAM show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM show. See you tomorrow.